Welcome back, Bucktooth Buckos. OldManTup coming at you today with the post-game press conference for Season 5, Week 11 of the GBA. We've been without press conferences the past 2 weeks. Each of the past 2 weeks have only received one fan question. Those will be answered individually on those individual videos in the comment section. Not taking questions this week because just the lack of questions on the past 2 vids. So we're just going to have a press conference. We're going to talk about the game, say what we did wrong, say what we did right. Yeah. Well, turn 1, I overpredicted, and yeah, I underestimated his desire to get rid of Thunderous so early, and he took it out turn 1. I honestly thought he would switch out. I thought he would be choiced or with the Life Orb in some fashion, and he would either U-turn out or, yeah, whatever. But that was bad play on my part. He stayed in. We outsped, so we knew he wasn't choiced. I thought maybe it would be the Sheer Force Life Orb set. Just get that extra damage in that he needs to get a few of the KOs that he wouldn't normally get. Turned out he was Yachi Berry. Knockoff did a little bit less than a Hidden Power Ice, which I was packing, would have done. Regardless, it would have still gotten rid of the item, and we would have had, I don't know, maybe about 20% more damage on him. That's neither here nor there because it didn't really affect the long-term run of the match. So, yeah. Ambipom was a boss this week, even though he was wearing the eye patch on one eye and couldn't see and missed a pair of gunk shots back to back. That was the set we wanted. That was one of my, in my personal opinion, one of my favorite sets that we've made this season. With the substitute leftovers, max speed, max attack. I believe it was Jolly, because I needed it to be to outspeed some of his things, and match max speed Mega Absol if it came down to a 1v1. I needed that speed tie. Yeah. But we had the gunk shot, we had the knockoff, and we had the focus punch aside from substitute. If you don't like or appreciate the move focus punch, then I don't even know what to say about you, because it is one of the greatest moves and one of the hardest moves to pull off in the game. And if you can manage to do it, fantastic, because it's really good. We managed to pull off 2 against Lars. Unfortunately, the Mon he had was able to take both of them, live, and revenge kill Ambipom. Unfortunately, at that point, we had had our leftovers knocked off, so we were at too low of a range to be able to get up another substitute. So yeah, that all spanning from the unfortunate events following the 2 gunk shot misses, which really hurt in the long run. But regardless of that, Ambipom still put in a good showing. I think racked up 2 kills. Let's pull up the score sheet. No, 1 kill. That's right, we only had 2 total kills. Jellicent racked up a kill this week, which was good. Ended up taking out that Drutagon. Got a little sloppy late game. Real sloppy when Arcanine went down. It was just one of those things. As soon as you click the move, you think, crap, I should have stayed in. I should have done something else. Arcanine was too valuable in that set when it went down, and I was too short-sighted to see it. That extreme speed late game could have cleaned up and would have been really good, especially against that stupid, stinking Delphox, which wrecked my face and got 2 kills. Would have been good against Landorus Eye after it was worn down. Because looking at his team, nothing had Intimidate. I was max attack, adamant, and that extreme speed would have just put in work. Late game. Out prioritizes Sucker Punch if I'm not mistaken, even when I'm slower. I think Extreme Speed has a +2 priority, where Sucker Punch only has a +1. So it was really, really, really dumb of me to let that go down when it did. And for as well as Arcanine was doing, and I was playing it at the beginning and middle of the season, I've just been playing it absolutely horrible these last couple of weeks. And I need to stop doing that. We only got 1 week left, and I really need to pick that up. Jellicent was able to play very well this week. Unfortunately, I was not patient enough and or smart enough to recover as much health as I could have at the end of the match, because that could have played a role. Not a huge one, but it could have. But, yeah, if I was at a little bit higher health and able to finish it off, that would have eventually mattered. To be fair, when I was recovering it up, I should have got it to as high a health as I could, switched out into Machamp to take those crunches, because Machamp would have taken them like they were nothing and would have just nailed anything in the face with a Dynamic Punch, Stone Edge, whatever I would have decided at the time to go for. But, yeah. That didn't happen. Didn't get too many lucky rolls in our favor, which would have helped us snagging that burn on that Druddigon endgame. Could have, maybe, I mean, definitely not would have won us the match, but would have changed the differential, I think maybe by 1 or 2, because I think without that bloody Delphox, had I been able to survive if I was at high enough health and able to take it out, that would have been bueno. But I mean, at that point, I would have just been recover stalling to get extra turns of Life Orb damage. But again, he lived the last one, so it's very, very likely that wouldn't have changed much at all. But I could have netted the kill, maybe. I don't know. We're talking hindsight, and that's 2020. It's always easier to look back and say, well, you know, if I'd have done this, the match would have been different, yada yada. So I don't want to sound bitter about it, because I'm not. It was just unfortunate misses, which caused it a few crits, which, I mean, ultimately the crits, maybe the one on Ambipom mattered a little bit, but the one on Celebi, I don't think had any consequence whatsoever, because I don't think, even after the crit, I wasn't going to survive that, the U-turn that I foolishly stayed in on. I really should have switched out in Jellicent at that point. It was my physical wall, and I would have just tanked hits. But I didn't, and I let Celebi go down, and that was bad. Because Celebi's faster than a lot of the things on his team. And that would have been a lot better for me. But, again, we're talking hindsight here. Those are just some of the things that I look back on and I think I could have done differently. I should have switched Ambipom out when the 2 gunk shots missed, preserved my leftovers, and not got knocked off. Ultimately is what should have happened. When I missed the first gunk shot and the Giga Drain took out that, I should have switched immediately out into Arcanine, got the Intimidate off, and scared out Tangrowth. Even though he would have stayed in, I should have scared it out with the knockoff, and then played from there. So, overall bad play, bad choices on my part. This loss is on me. Even with the misses and the crits, it probably didn't matter very much. I did not recover from that, and I should have, and I didn't play as well as I should have. So Lars gets a well-deserved 4-0 victory. And we have to move forward and look at our last week in Season 5. And that will be against A-Drive and the St. Louis Rampardos. And we really need to buckle down. We played them before, and we had a really close match. It come down to Thundurus and his freaking Jolteon in the end. And Jolteon ended up being able to outlast Thundurus because Thundurus didn't have an answer for it. And again, we lost that. But the only reason we lost, well, not the only reason, Dan outplayed us. We, again, mid-late game, got short-sighted and let our Excadrill go down, which was our answer to the Jolteon. So we really need to pay attention, and my oven's ready, and I'm gonna make myself a pizza. So we're gonna have pizza, coffee, and a cry fest to get over that loss. Then we're gonna plan for the St. Louis Rampardos, and we are going to kick their butts. Put some money down on it. No, don't do that. It's legal. Take it to the bank. We are going to win in convincing fashion, nonetheless. So, alright, guys, this has been OldManTup with the Week 11 Season 5 post-game press conference. If you have any comments, questions, leave them down below. I'll be sure to respond to them as appropriate. Alright, guys, this has been OldManTup. Thank you for sticking with me, and thank you for the positive comments. That's one thing I can say about my comment section, is no matter what happens in a match, you guys always stay positive. You guys give me critical analysis, which I appreciate. And then, after the critical analysis, you guys always tell me to keep my head up, keep moving forward, which we always do. This week was just a frustrating week because of the unpredictableness of the events. Sorry, guys. Once again, thank you for being the best fans in the GBA. Hands down, bar none. Everyone else's fans suck. You're the best. Alright, guys. OldManTup. We will catch you on the flip side. Peace.